I was kicked out of a local town meeting in Epping, New Hampshire. Um, Virtually kicked out of a meeting. At least I wasn't allowed to talk anymore after I started bringing up facts that people broke laws, such as um, not complying with the Americans with Disabilities Act. They used the excuse, oh, well, we didn't have the money to make a library, which is what was in question, ADA compliant, and because of the economy. I said, okay, well, you've had 20 years, 23 years to take an undercode building, bring it to code, and make it ADA compliant. And barring the, we'll say, be kind, say 6 to 8 years, right? We'll go back right before the recession took place, before things started really getting bad, noticeably anyway. We had the money then to make it compliant. They did not follow the ADA's guidelines. Their biggest hoopla was to let me know that the bathroom was bigger for handicapped people. That still doesn't do anything in the way of what are they supposed to do in the middle of the night when the library's open? Go outside in a very unlit part of town, off the sidewalk, almost into the street, into a driveway, and then down into a parking lot, whether it's icy or not, because they never shovel it, into the dark where it's unlit in the parking lot, and then hope someone will let them in downstairs so they can go to the bathroom. These are the things I was dealing with, and I was told to stop speaking before I get to the meat of the facts. I guess I hurt their feelings. When I asked why I was, told to stop speaking, and the other person was allowed to, they made it seem like, oh, I was just violating something about, the chairman allowing people to talk. That wasn't the case. They shut me down. It was admitted later the next day by the front office in the town hall. And simply put, it was because they wanted to tell me that they already knew what I was going to say. And I told them, well, that sounds an awful lot like, that seems like the NDAA law they passed on January 1st, where you think someone's going to commit a crime so you can put them in jail for however long you want to, just because you think they're going to do it. So now our taxpayers' dollars go toward town meetings. And we can't get up and talk anymore because if it's not going to benefit these people, mind you, that we put in there to do these jobs, they're only in those seats because we put them there. They are public servants, no more, no less. They are not gods. They can do what they want, they think. But we can be told that they know what we're going to say. It's not going to benefit them, so we can sit down and shut up. We need more people to show up to meetings. And why I bring this topic up is because State Representative Dan Itza, who I've talked to uh, throughout his time as representative, many people like him. He's obviously voted back in many times. Um, he built a law that was pretty much already, the framework was there, but he just fine-tuned it and put it out there. It caught fire. He was on Alex Jones. It was called Redress Your Grievance. It was a bill that had passed the House, and it basically, redress your grievance means that in we can hold people accountable. We can have full investigation done and hold people accountable, whether they're a cop or an elected official, for things that they may be doing, harassments, such, etc. Now, without this law, we're pretty much not covered, and they can walk away with anything. We can get in trouble if we harass them or whatever they choose to say, and trust me, I've been the victim of that too. That's part of the reason why we made this law, why Dan pursued this, because people like me were abused by our state and local governments and some local police departments on taxpayer dollar. That is simply unacceptable. Now, redress your grievance is barely alive right now. Very little of the bill, maybe 5 or 10% of it, is still functionable, if you want to call it that, which it doesn't do anything, because they had repealed it. Now, when you went on Alex Jones, it was a big topic, and then several other states followed suit, passed laws. It was on Glenn Beck about it. Dan Issa was. And this was a big thing, not just in New Hampshire, but many states. And so it's been a law since 2008, and here we are in 2012, and they finally repealed pretty much all of it. The deal is that he can't really do much in the state house about it for various reasons. So January 2nd, they're going to take a final vote on it. We need to be there January 2nd. If we can get people out there, if we can get radio, newspaper ads, radio ads, even get it back on Alex Jones, spread the news that they've tried to repeal this. It's an abuse toward civilians, taxpayers. Um, it's restricting what we can do to protect ourselves from our government, and it was a law we desperately needed. Now, we cannot have this repealed. We got to show up there January 22nd. Not 22nd, sorry. January 2nd. That's January 2nd. And let them know we don't appreciate that they're repealing this law, that we want protections from them people, just as much as they'd want protections for them or their family. And we need to show up and support Representative Dan Itza January 2nd at the Concord State House. Bullhorns, signs, on the steps, whatever we can do, we need to gather, we need to tell them. They need to know that this is unacceptable, that we want our freedoms, that we're going to keep our freedoms, and rules and laws that we put on the books to protect ourselves. And in closing, I say thank you to Dan Itza, Representative Dan Itza, for all he's done while he's been in the State House, not just as a public servant, but as a person, a very knowledgeable person, cared for by a lot of people in his community, and well respected. Keep up the fight. We're behind you, Dan, and we will be there January 2nd. Please show your support. Please be there with us and let them know we want to keep redress your grievance as our law, the people's law. Thank you.